We're making pork chops and sweet and sour peppers today for our cooking video, our first one. Hope you enjoy. Okay, first we're gonna start with the peppers. So how I cut the peppers is you start from the middle and you go from the outside like this. And it really gets just most of the pepper, so you don't really waste anything. Now we're going to take the peppers and slice them nice. You want to slice them nice and thin, because when you cook them, you do not want them to be thick, or it's going to be very hard for them to start to get soft and simmer. By the way, always keep your fingers like this, 3 in the middle and 2 at the side. So if the knife hits your fingers, it'll hit your fingernails there, and it won't cut you as easily. I'm basically Moses' teaching guide. He's never. I've done this before, but he hasn't. But anyways, we're going to be doing the onions. So first, obviously, you're gonna want to take the skin. Moses, get your onion, and you want to peel all that off. All that skin off. You're probably right, but whatever.
I'm doing what mom said.
Cut it in half first.
Just cutting it in half, because then you can.
What is that? It's like snake skin.
Dude, I can't. Is yours coming off easily?
All right. So once you have kind of like this, it's just really nice and shiny. Yeah, I start tearing when I have onions. Anyways, it's nice and shiny. You take it, cut it in half. Now I'll wait for you once I do this, and then you'll take it and just cut off the ends right here. Cut off a little bit on this end.
Mine is not coming off.
Keep all that. Take off both ends, and then you thinly slice just like that. Make sure to keep your fingers curled. All right, so this is it. You want to look like this. We got some red peppers and some orange peppers, and then just some finely chopped onions. And we are going to start cooking this in our pan. This is our thick boy meat.
Pork chops.
So we're gonna use. We got a lot of these. This is gonna be for our whole family. A lot of cooking. We're preparing crushed garlic. Preparing it for our pork chops. So you're just gonna take it, Mose, and you just hold your knife over it and smack it, kind of hard, so it looks like this, and it comes apart a little bit like that. And take the skin off, like that. Yep. Cool. And then set that aside so it does not get mixed up in the ones with skin. And
I'm tearing. I'm tearing again.
Repeat that until all your garlic cloves are ready. All right, we got extra virgin olive oil, and you're just gonna want to put some so it just layers the bottom of your pan on both. There you go. And you're gonna want to let that heat up for just a little bit, and then add your peppers. So just dump it in nice and carefully so it doesn't splash you. Perfect. Now get a wooden spoon. Almost, and immediately start stewing. You want to always hear that sizzle. You never want to not hear that sizzle, or else they will not be as good.
Mine doesn't.
All right, so now we're going to add some salt and pepper for taste. You're going to take a decent pinch of salt. Just stew that a few times. That's kind of really get that nice and salty. Now, after you do it, mix it around a little bit, and then you're gonna add your pepper.
Just a pinch.
Just a pinch of pepper, just like this, and immediately start mixing it. Most put in some pepper and mix that around.
Just a little bit, not all of it. That much?
Yeah, we want to save some for those pork chops.
And then add your sweetener.
And then take your sweetener. This is for me. Take your sweetener, pour that in. Doesn't matter, just kind of sprinkle it around there, and immediately start mixing it. Now this will brown your peppers and onions, so they're nice and caramelized and delicious. All right, we're gonna see if Moses can do the flip. All right, watch me.
Nope, you can't do it.
I can do it. Be quiet. All right, Mose, you gotta try.
I'm scared.
Hey,
I kind of.
that was pretty. All right, so guys, you can see this. If you look here, all this oil right here, it's kind of getting thick and it's getting nice and brown, so it's caramelizing.
Alright guys, so we used some monk fruit sweetener and allulose to caramelize our peppers. So yeah.
And you can always use traditional sweeteners, and it's totally up to you. All right, so you can see that these onions are kind of like noodle-like. So that's how you know that it's almost ready to start putting. And after this, you'll want to put some extra virgin olive oil and some vinegar. All right, see what after these are both nice and caramelized and noodle-like. So you want to turn down your heat to probably like twice as less. Like I was at about 6, and I turned it down to like 3. Although you want to take this vinegar. Right now we are using balsamic vinegar, and you just want to add, just as explained right here, just a little bit over the top. And Moses, you do the same, and then you mix that around and keep doing the same thing. Absolutely, probably a little bit more I would do. You want to really smell that vinegar. That's perfect. Get that really good balsamic vinegar smell, and you spread that around, and then you add your just a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, just like that, a little bit. And now this is where you kind of just let it set. You want to mix it just a little bit every once in a while, but you really just want to let it soak in that flavor. Okay, so we're gonna take you're gonna take your bone-in or not bone, doesn't matter, your pork, and you are gonna want to generously season it with salt first. Always get your pinch of salt, and just start with one at a time. Get a pinch of pepper, and then you're going to want to spread it around and mash it in, so that pepper really stays when you flip it over and season it again. Just like that, so that pepper is not going anywhere, and salt. And you want to do that with all of your pork chops. Make sure to flip them over and season both generously with salt and pepper again on both sides, so it will be evenly seasoned. Alright, make sure to generously season both sides with salt and pepper, so it is evenly seasoned for taste.
That needs more pepper.
Ooh. Right, so these peppers are, I think, ready to take out. They're nice and super, super, super soft. And that's what you want, and they have completely soaked up that flavor. And you're just gonna take your hover it right over it, and you wanna get both sides. Make sure to be very careful when dumping. You don't wanna lose any of your peppers. Make sure to get all, and leave some of them in there, so when you cook that pork, it is very nice and juicy. All right, so you're gonna put your pan on high heat. You're gonna put a little drizzle of olive oil, and then you're going to put your pork chops in. And after a little bit, you're probably gonna want to put some fresh thyme and your garlic. Okay, Moses, you're gonna get your virgin olive oil, just a drizzle, just like this, just a little drizzle, just like that. Here, I can do it. And just a little drizzle. There you go. And then you will add your pork chops. Make sure to add them so it's kind of like a puzzle piece. And then when you lay them away from you, because it could spritz you, and that will hurt. Mine doesn't fit very well. Yeah, can you make the... Alright, so once you're like this, you're going to want to put some fresh thyme in there. So I got a little bowl here with fresh thyme and garlic. Take your time and just place it all around there in some crevices. Just like that. Sorry, this sizzling is very loud. You might not be able to hear me very well. Put those in the crevices. Time here, time there, all over. And same with your garlic. Take each of your garlic pieces, put them in a crevice, put them on the sides. Doesn't matter, do whatever. And there you go. Now you just let that cook and get nice and brown. Alright, yeah, that fresh garlic and thyme is starting to really come out. That garlic and thyme smell. You can even smell the smell of the pork chops. Mine are almost ready. So his are about maybe half done from the bottom side. As you can see right here, getting nice and brown. Gonna probably give it like another 30 seconds. Alright, we're ready to flip. Oh, and make sure when you're ready to flip, you flip it onto the thyme and garlic.
Oh, is that ready?
So it really gets all that flavor. I can't grab this piece. Ooh, now that is real pork chop. That looks delicious. Alright, so now you're going to want to add a really generous amount of butter. Take your butter, probably about this much. Just a nice thick layer, probably about an inch thick of butter. Put that right in the middle of your pork chops and let that melt, and then kind of tip it around and get all those pork chops nice and buttery. Okay, so now you're going to take your butter and you're going to want to tip your pan, just like this. And you're going to take a spoonful of butter and pour it over all of your pork chops. And do that maybe for about a couple minutes. It'll keep your pork chops nice and moist and not dry. And sometimes, if you don't do this, it will kind of make it rubbery. So you want to really do this. Keep it nice and moist, and it will be really tender and really, really juicy. Okay, now we're going to check, see how these bad boys are doing. They're probably not ready, but we'll just check just in case. Yeah, we're going to need a little bit more time. And you're just going to lay them out here neatly. And once you're done, you're going to pour your butter straight onto those pork chops to keep them nice and moist. Alright, so we're going to take your pork chops and set them right on that plate. Look how beautiful that is. Ooh, that is so cool. Ooh. And there we go. And then you're going to immediately turn off your burner once you take those off. Get all your nice greens. Pour all that butter on top of all of that pork. Be careful, don't want to drip it onto your countertops. Get that thyme, get that garlic, and there you go. Those are your pork chops.
Oh my gosh, these look amazing.
So you're gonna want to let your pork chops rest about how long you've cooked them, which approximately I would recommend about 10 minutes, and then your pork chops will be ready to eat. How was the food?
Fabulous.
Well, what is there? I haven't tasted mine yet, so I think I need to do that. Moses likes his food. It's probably the same as mine, so I'm going to enjoy it very much. I like it. It was good. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video.